So, the State of the Union was a couple days ago, and I thought that would be a good enough excuse to make my first video talking about some political stuff. So, first thing, starting on the State of the Union itself, I have to talk about Trump's ego and how the Republican Party has no fucking spine at all. And this isn't really going to be something about any policies that were said or anything. This is just how fucking stupid the entire speech was. Alright, so every time during the speech, Trump managed to complete a single sentence without fucking up. Not only would everyone start to clap on the Republican side of the room, but the Republicans all stood up and gave him a standing ovation for 15 to 20 seconds. But wait, that's not all. There's more. Because not only were all the Republicans standing up, but Trump himself stood up and started clapping, not just clapping, mind you, but clapping right into the mic for himself. Like, why the fuck is the President of the United States clapping for himself in the middle of a speech? Like, not only is it petty to ever clap for yourself, but he's the President of the United States, and not only is he just clapping for himself and being fucking narcissistic as hell, he's doing it directly into the fucking mic so that everyone watching gets an earful of, which is annoying as fuck, and you don't want to be listening to that. And it's like makes you think, like, why the fuck were they clapping every time he managed to finish a sentence? Why was Trump even pausing to let them clap every time he finishes a sentence? Was the speech that short that he doesn't even have enough time to fill the entire hour or however long it was supposed to be without everyone clapping every 10 seconds? The fuck? Or was everyone just proud of him for not being racist or sexist or just stupid? Anyways, moving on from the overall stupidity of the Republican Party and Trump himself, let's move on to what Trump actually talked about. So the first thing is the worst thing that Trump wanted to do. And it's so bad that every other president since Reagan has been against this. And and since Nixon has worked to do the exact opposite of what Trump wants to do. Trump said that he wants to increase our nuclear weapon arsenal. And no, not just update the old weapons like plenty of other presidents have done, but actually build more nuclear weapons. Because apparently, having enough nuclear weapons to destroy the world several times over isn't enough for Mr. Lies about his weight and height on his medical examinations so he doesn't sound obese. He actually wants to be able to destroy the world 1,000 times over. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, there becomes a point where adding more nuclear weapons is just a waste of money and and makes it even more unsafe for everyone in the world. The only reason I can think of that Trump would want to build more nuclear weapons is he's been looking at North Korea and he's like, they're building more nuclear weapons, we should too, because we need to be more like them. We, the United fucking States of America, need to be more like North Korea in President Trump's eyes. It's ridiculous. The other significant part of the speech that I saw was he spent a long time bringing out people from New York, one by one, and sharing their stories about the gangs in New York. I think it was like the M13 or whatever. It doesn't matter the name of the gang, but the overall idea is gangs are bad. And then, of course, Trump used the idea of gangs are bad to segue into immigrants are bad. And it's like, wait, what? How are immigrants the problem with gangs in the U.S.? Because no, in Trump's eyes, it's not guns in the U.S., which is one of the easiest countries to get guns in. It's not the fact there's gun violence every day and school shootings and such an easy place to get guns in the U.S. It's not the fact that we have such poor public services and schooling that kids just end up joining gangs because there's nothing else to do and they need protection from police and other things who are going against them and not helping them. It's not the fact that there's such a big class difference in the U.S. where the poor people are such a disadvantage from the rich people that they end up joining gangs and stuff to fit in and work with them. But it's the fact that immigrants are coming into the U.S. that makes gangs a problem in Trump's eye. Wait, what? And because of gangs in the U.S., Trump wants to close the borders and stop allowing people into the country. So let's get rid of cheap labor in the United States because we only need expensive labor, so that goods cost more money in Trump's eyes. And why do we need open borders? North Korea has closed borders. Let's be more like North Korea in Trump's fucking eyes. It's ridiculous. Like, how can this person be the leader of the United States and be doing these things without everyone being like, holy shit, this guy's so stupid? And all the Republicans are standing up and clapping every time he says something like this. Even when he said, we need to build more nuclear weapons, all the Democrats were like, boo. You could hear the booing audibly throughout. And the Republicans still fucking stood up and clapped. It was ridiculous. It's like they have no fucking spine. They're like, well, I don't actually care what he says. He's a Republican. We're just going to stand up and clap no matter what. It's like, how fucking fucked up does the political system have to be where you're just going to go up and applaud and support the guy just because he says he's a Republican, even though he's a horrible waste of human life and he's fucking ruining the country? It's so ridiculous. Someone needs to go and get those Republicans out of office, beat them in their elections, and then fucking impeach Trump so we get some actual politicians in the government so the government can actually do its fucking job. It's ridiculous. The Republicans go up for election. They say, oh, the government sucks. And then to prove their point, they get elected, and then they go and make the government suck. And they're like, oh, look, the government sucks. Ha ha ha, we were right. It's like, no, you fucking suck. You're making the government suck. And it's not the government that sucks. It's you. You need to get out of office. I have no idea why people elect those dumbasses anyways. It's ridiculous. So, long story short, Trump blamed everything on immigrants, wants to build more nuclear weapons, and he thinks the country should be more like North Korea. See you next time.